Joe, I don't know.
From a super secret location deep within the mountains of Colorado, it's time to strap up, strap in, or strap on with your host, Shenanigans in One Shot. It's From the Ashes Radio!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to From the Ashes on About Face Media. I hope you can hear me okay. I hope everybody's doing okay. I am coming to you from a super secure location. I cannot give away my location. I'm being protected by some very good people. Hope you can hear me okay. I'm getting some nods. Is there audio?
Yeah.
Is our audio okay? You don't know?
Yes, sir. Good.
All right. All right. I'm getting the
What's going on? I can't see anything.
There's nothing to look at.
Oh, is
that all it is?
Yeah.
Is he on?
Are you on? Who's not on? Are we all on? Can you hear anything?
I'm on your mom.
Your mom.
No, Joe's been down here for like 45 fucking minutes, bro, and I still can't see anything. Nothing's logged on. Nothing's turned on. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm staring at blank screens.
What? I mean, why do we even have the guy?
I don't know.
I mean, clearly it's first. What?
I hear you, but if I can't see something, I can't function.
Are you wearing fucking knee-high socks, bro?
Over the calf. Maybe if you ever worked out on the fucking ranch, you would know why you did that. That.
What?
Either way,
Why?
You just perma vacation. There he is. I can work now. I can work.
I mean, Aerosmith wrote a whole album about my life. I mean, come on, man.
Hell's Bells.
Close enough. Yes.
Thunderstruck.
Yes. No, it's called Sweet Child of Mine. Come on, man. How's your week been? You look fucking great, and that's the important part. And I love your fucking shirt, dude.
I was waiting for it. Like, you're worried about the socks and you didn't even fucking go off on the shirt?
The shirt is fucking banging.
Dude, I ordered 2 shirts. They're both going to be debuted on the show. The other one I really wanted to because it's gonna get some, oh, did he really wear that? and I'm going to, but it didn't come tonight. When I opened the mailbox, it was this one. I thought it was the other one. I was like, well, this one's still fucking rad. It's one of my new 2 favorite shirts.
So last week we played Lee's Heart because it was Memorial Day. And the week before that, it was you and John because I was out of the country doing reconnoiter for our fucking, worldwide broadcast. And fucking, I got so many goddamn text messages asking about the condition of my chair. What's up with my chair, dude? Well, I got so many messages going, hey, man, have you tried to sit in your chair yet?
Look, John proved the fact that when a normal height person sits in this chair, we're like the same height, right? So either way, there were some height checks made. Yeah. Where the fuck's all my stuff? Okay, look, I really did just come down. So
she tells me I'm average. I thought she was talking about my height.
Your mom?
That too.
Oh, honey, too. It's okay. You're average.
You're average.
Everybody else is like, what the fuck's wrong with that guy?
That means 50% less, but 50% more. So, dude, you remember we had probably 6 months ago or 8 months ago, we had that show that ran really long because we had that lady Sherri on talking about how the VA was trying to take her money and wanted receipts and shit. Like, hey, how are you spending your money?
They were knocking on her door.
Yes. That's who we've got on tonight. We're going to hear the
that.
update to that story.
I have not thoroughly been reading through show notes and emails and invites. But I did see who that was going on. I'm hoping, and from what I've seen, it doesn't sound like I need to go take a Xanax or anything before we do this. So
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And we all know I don't take Xanax. I will take something else, but either way.
There's no reason to self-medicate beforehand, it sounds like. Well,
that's awesome.
And then instead of, so we're going to give Allie the night off because it sounds like she's been working her ass off all week at some how to be a veteran service officer conference. So we're going to give her the night off. And Todd Youngblood is going to come on in her spot and talk about Jennifer Souza. Freedom Balls is here. And we're going to talk to Todd Youngblood tonight because we got that psychedelic conference coming up on June 19th at the Denver Civic Center that you and I and Joe are emceeing. And
yes.
So that is going to be a fucking huge deal. I keep asking if they're handing out samples and I keep not getting an answer.
Dude, I mean, like here's what I envision. And then we both know what's reality, but I envision we just like walk around and just like mushrooms are floating through the air and we just spontaneously end up all over inside of me. And things are just lights and beautiful rainbows and fun times, right? Fucking Papa Smurfs over there spitting knowledge. But in reality, we're probably going to be like running in, looking at schedules, trying to be two places at once.
That's what I see too. Yeah, I see.
Hopefully we get time to listen to and learn a lot while we're in between our stuff. But
yeah, I was hoping like Hunter S. Thompson would be putting fucking tabs of whatever on my tongue, and instead it's going to be you and I fucking. All right, where do I have to be next? Oh god.
Yeah. And also, by the way, like I have no interest in trying to do anything I'm supposed to do. If I have any of that, and also like we've talked about the issue with microdose, and there's this one thing in particular that happens. There's -10 on ability not to just whatever the fuck is on my mind. Like if I'm just like fuck Rob today, I'm just gonna be like fuck Rob today. Like even thoughts that aren't even things to be said come out. It's just like, and it's crazy. I mean, I'm not too upset. So I mean, I say fucked up shit all the time anyway, and have no issue with some rigorous honesty. But either way, some things can just be left unsaid. Well, unless you've microdosed.
Well, when you're a retired professional boxer and a jiu-jitsu black belt, I think you've earned the privilege to say whatever the fuck you want to say, no matter what.
No, I've earned the I guess it is privilege. Not get a sore jaw directly following saying some of the shit I do. That's all it is. Fucking bullshit.
We had a long discussion tonight over dinner talking about free speech, and the conversation turned to like, oh dude, you can't say shit like that anymore. And you're like, can't you? I mean, we are still a nation where you're allowed to say whatever the fuck you want to say, aren't you?
I believe it's twofold. Say whatever the fuck you want to say, and be willing to accept the consequences of what you say, which might be a sore fucking jaw. Okay, like beyond that, right, is something that is I'm not okay with. Like we're not causing, we're not killing somebody over saying something. But hey, you pop off and say something about my wife. You pop off and like upset my child, or some things happen. I might just I might just snap a little left jab in your mouth, and it might sting for a minute. And hey, it's okay. You said what you wanted. I said what I wanted to. So maybe we can walk it off or whatever, But I think that like there's a balance in between that, where if we're not like freaking out about somebody getting a little punch in the mouth every once in a while, and also we're allowed to say whatever we want, we hold ourselves a little bit more accountable for what we say. So it's not just people just running around fucking mouth diarrhea and whatever they fucking they want to regurgitate. That's craziness, So
yeah,
anyway.
It's like people that say, "Oh, violence isn't the answer." Well, that's wrong. That's not even close to accurate.
Violence,
Yes,
quite frankly, is a lot of the time the answer. And to be quite honest, if you really give me any fucking problem whatsoever, I can solve that bitch with violence. I'm not saying it's solved the way you want it to be solved, but it will be solved.
Yeah. One of us is going to feel better. I like Roy Gaggy, like Tourette's. It's very true.
Yes.
It is so painfully true. Yeah, Combat Carl this week. Some of that. I love that
I didn't read through them.
We had so many fucking Combat Carls that Joe and I had to literally like, all right, we need to slow down and we have to actually sit down and pick one now. So and I'm trying to let me look and see which one we actually decided to fucking.
I'm doing the Rob. I'm just sitting here waiting for you to tell me about it. You better read some of it.
Doing the Rob. That's awesome. Here, let's roll through here. Let me find the one I actually picked. This is a fucking good one. You're gonna really, really like this one. This comes from WTF Moments. From 0330 hours, an XO, a serious incident report. 167 Armor.
Oh yeah.
The XO failed to provide proper challenge response and was shot by the G1 67A Armor Sentry. Brigade 1W wounded in action. Can you? That's fucking awesome. This would be PV2 Seth Rodenbach.
Oh, I'll shoot your ass.
And if you go to WTF Moments, U.S. Army WTF Moments, and you scroll through the comments are fucking classic.
Dude, a lot of times you just gotta read comments. The fucking story's not even good.
Because it's awesome because it's like, oh, the password was flower, FLOWER,
yeah.
and he responded with flower, FLOUR. And
yeah.
You're like, this Private Rodenbach just wanted to fucking shoot the XO. I fucking love that shit.
Oh,
that is so awesome. That XO,
also, hey folks, just a quick reminder.
Go ahead.
We are not at a time of war.
Yeah, that's the best part.
This is not on the front lines of fucking Fallujah in the original assaults. The fucking tiny piece.
This had to be like Fort Riley, Kansas. Dude was guarding the ammo point, and he could clearly see
the National Guard corner they stick him in.
And this dude saw the XO pull up in his personal vehicle.
I was like, "Fuck that guy."
Yeah, exactly.
And hey, hold on. I'm going to tell you right now what the XO drives. He has a 3 Series BMW, 4-door.
Exactly.
Fucking Joe's back here, and he's like, I fucking already knew it.
And he's like, thunder. And he's like, the XO was like, flower? I don't fucking know. Let me in there, Private Rodenbach. And he's like, bam! And he shot that motherfucker.
Fuck you.
I love this story.
He was probably like a fucking. He used to be a driver or something like that, and got fired. Now he's on this fucking stupid
probably
guard detail.
His driver.
Yeah,
it was the XO's driver. Yeah,
fuck that guy, dude. Nobody knows how much better the army would be with that guy gone. Besides his driver.
Yep, he gets it.
And you know what? Dude, tell me I'm when 90% of the drivers will tell you good things about their leaders, but that 10% that's like, fuck that guy, like it's because they see him when nobody else does, and they're like, dude, fuck that guy. Let me tell you about this motherfucker. And it doesn't matter what rank, what organization, what there is, there's always the fucking guy. There's always Carl. And then there's always Twisted Carl, Shithead Carl. I mean, there's so many Carls out there. So
I mean, we got a whole fucking segment dedicated to it. I mean, that's exactly why.
Right.
You always know who that guy is. This is far and away one of my favorite fucking stories.
Carl, man.
There were so many that Joe and I had to like stop for a couple of minutes today and like scroll through them and be like, this is the one. They're so, and it was perfect. And we knew you would like it, which is why we picked it.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm trying to think if I did anything. I didn't do anything on guard detail like that. I didn't shoot anybody on guard. You know,
I
I have fired a weapon on guard.
You did while on guard duty?
Hey, you're fucking. Did you ever actually work towers like when you're downrange? That is fucking hilarious, by the way. I know.
What's hilarious?
Dude, it looks like Ben. Nothing. Nothing, Rob.
You have a lurker behind you.
A work, yeah. Well, I am at a super safe location, and we do have a lot of illegal immigrants here, so that might have been who it was.
That dude was whiter than you are.
Whitest immigrant ever.
Yeah, that dude was like almost ginger white.
He might have been one of those albino Mexican.
Oh yeah,
the South Africans.
Okay.
Yeah, he might have been one of the South African immigrants. It might have been what it was.
Okay.
So I have no idea.
Did you ever work fucking guard towers?
I did. I volunteered for it.
Yeah.
I did.
That's
so yes,
stupid.
I was in Kosovo. Why? It was.
Oh,
I needed to
Kosovo.
break it up.
What the fuck was you?
Man, fuck you, dude. It was. That's like that was awesome. What was that? Oh, Kosovo. Man,
Motherfuckers like, yeah, I pulled guard duty at NTC.
yeah.
For
It was
bro, that was
it was a
Death
real
Valley,
war.
man. You don't know. Back in Death Valley.
It was a real war. I deployed. I went to Kuwait. Man, fuck you, dude.
No, all right, here's some shit. The only thing when I was on guard tower, the only time I ever had to fire my fucking weapon was fucking stray dogs. Like there's like really bad like fucking wild dogs in this one village that I was at for quite a while, and I just couldn't get over shooting them, so I'd always accidentally miss. Like they'd have to get shot. Dude, they'd fucking like get on your convoy and like bite you and shit. They're fucked up. There's a lot of them too. So they'd like run up on the fire base, but I'd always like scare them off. I can't even shoot a fucking angry dog, dude. I'm like, all right, man, stop.
You're an animal lover. I can't picture that.
Yeah, I'm not shooting dogs, bro. I might shoot by them. Be like, get the fuck out of here, or like break up a dog fight or something. But I can't shoot a dog. Fuck that.
I've seen you lose dogs. I can't picture you doing that.
No,
that seems out of character for you. All right, so we've waited a long time to get an update to this story. So
to follow up,
ladies and gentlemen, let's bring Sherri on. Joe, you got this, or you want me to bring her on? Oh, Joe's clearly got it. Sherri.
Hello.
It's very rare that we bring a guest back. I think you're like the third one that we've ever brought back. So
I think
welcome back to From the Ashes.
Well, thank you for having me again. Can you hear me all right?
we can.
Voice of an angel.
Perfect.
So let's start at the beginning. So some of our listeners may not have gotten the full story. That's why they call them one shot. Our listeners are awesome. What do you call it? I'm reading the comments while I'm talking to you, Sherri. I apologize. What do you call it? Some of our listeners might not have gotten the full story. So start at the beginning. Give us a quick 2-minute synopsis of why we had you on the show in the first place, and then give us the update.
Okay, so September of 2024, I started getting phone calls from someone who claimed they were from the VA saying, hey, there's a new change to survivor benefits for surviving spouses who have children, and we need your husband's social and full name before I can give you any more information. And I was like, no, that's not how it works. I don't know who you are. There's no identification on this caller ID, so no. So I hung up just assuming it was a scam. This person started calling over and over. So finally I was like, I should probably call the VA and ask. So I called the VA, and the person that I spoke to said, I have no idea what you're talking about. So I assumed, okay, it's a scam if even the VA employee does not know what this is. So fast forward to December of 2024, and I'm now like, man, I keep getting calls from this phone number saying, we are trying to get your husband's social and name to confirm whether your benefits are supposed to be going to you, because if you don't fill out this form, something's going to happen. And I was like, yeah, this still sounds like a scam. So now, I believe it was January now, where somebody showed up at my door and said, hey, I have this form now from the VA. If you don't fill it out, we are stopping all of your benefits right now. I was like, how come no other widow has ever heard of this happening? And there's quite a few military, surviving spouses. And I was like, how come I don't know one single person who has heard about this? And so I closed my door, took the paper, and was like, okay, I'm going to go to Instagram and be like, hey, has anybody ever heard of this? Is this legit? Should anyone ever be showing up at my door? And of course, everyone said, no. I've been in the military for 20 years. I've been out of the military for X amount of years. If the VA wants something, they'll either just stop your benefits, but they will never show up at your door. And so in January, I actually ended up speaking to someone from the VA. I was over at Arlington, and I happened to be sitting next to someone from the VA, and I was like, hey, you're from the VA. I have a question about the VA. Is this legitimate? And he was like, yeah, it actually is. And so we ended up finding out that it was a actual program within the VA, that they were making changes to survivor benefits, that if we did not fill out a form saying that we're essentially providing all financial documentation to the VA to show how we spend survivor benefits. And if we did not create a new bank account to show how we were spending the money, they were going to cease all survivor benefits.
Okay.
So we just got an update though in April. So the video that I posted on Instagram went absolutely crazy viral. It still goes viral every couple of weeks. And I had the insane part was the first handful of weeks that the video had been posted, there was a lot of support. A lot of people who were like, hey, what can we do? Who can we call? And a lot of people were sharing the video. I think it was shared over like 10,000 times. It was seen by President Trump. And so it was spread far and wide. And then maybe for the past 2 months, it was getting to the opposite side of support, and people were like, oh my gosh, you must have voted for Trump. You're horrible. You deserve to have all your benefits taken away. Your husband deserved to die.
Oh, so you're who you chose or who you vote for is rather you should get benefits or not.
Yes. And the funny thing, I was like, hey, just so you know, this change was made in 2024. So if you want to pin it on a certain political side, it happened in 2024. But this is not something that should be political, regardless of who is in the White House.
Well, absolutely not.
This is not something political. It is doing what is right to ensure that surviving families are taken care of, regardless of who you vote for, because that does not make you a good person or a better person. It's so anti-American. So
what the Christ? Oh my gosh. All right. So let's start at the beginning. So how is it that only one jerk off that happened to know your name got a hold of this form? No one else knew about this except for this guy, and happened to be you.
So the interesting part is I happen to just, out of the groups that I'm in, because there are like Facebook groups for surviving spouses. And so it happens to be that the groups that I was in, none of the women were getting this document. But there were other groups, I guess they're more of the newer widows that they're in, and somebody connected me within that group and was like, hey, I think I found some other widows who are having to do this fiduciary program. And so I joined the group, and there were maybe about 7 other women, which is so few, which is why people are like, how come you can't find anyone else? What are you doing wrong? I was like, no, there's just... like, it's still so new that it's barely getting to certain widows. I don't know. And so I connected with these widows and was like, hey, since you've been doing this now for maybe like 2 or 3 months already, can you tell me what's going on? And she was like, yeah, we just started getting these letters in the mail saying if we don't fill this out, like being threatened, like people started calling them, hey, if you don't fill this out, you have 30 days. We're going to stop your benefits. They're like, how can you do that? I've been getting them for 5-6 years. Can you give us more information? And they were like, nope, this is just the ruling. This is just how it is. And nobody wants to question it, because what are they fearful of? That someone's going to be like, well, then you don't deserve it. We're going to cancel it. Don't question something if you don't want it taken away. So other women were just like, we just won't say anything. Why rock the boat and risk getting it taken away? For me, with my daughter, she is just about to turn 17. And the way our benefits work, when our kids turn 16, we lose a big part of the benefits. And so once they turn 18, we lose essentially all of our benefits when it comes to anything financial. So for me, I was like, okay, my daughter is 14 months away from turning 18. I have nothing to lose. I I will be the one who has to rock the boat if that's what it comes down to. I would rather them take away my benefits than to threaten that they're going to take it if I don't provide them bank statements and show them how I'm spending $600.
Where did this come from? Is this a VA policy? Is this a law that was passed? How did
Uh,
this ball start
all I
before
was
it
told
picked up
was
steam?
that it was a ruling changed in September of 2024 to just how the VA is allotting survivor benefits. And they were making it sound like survivor benefits are a needs-based situation, which it's not. Like, I could be a millionaire and they're not going to say, you don't get survivor benefits because you already have money. That's not how survivor benefits work. And so they just said it's a change in a ruling that was made, so now you have to do it. They did not want to provide any additional information, just other than you just have to do it. So I didn't. I didn't fill it out at all. I was getting calls maybe 2 to 3 times a week from a VA employee saying, "Can you just fill it out, please? Like, please just fill it out. Please just fill it out. Please just fill it out. You already know what's going to happen if you don't fill it out." And because of the video, because of how far it spread, it was actually sent to the VA and said it was used for the employees saying, "Don't do this. Don't you dare show up at somebody's house, or you could end up on somebody's Instagram video." And then from there, I was given essentially my own VA employee benefits. I forgot what it's called. But it was essentially my own person that they were like, if you have questions, you only contact him. We don't want you calling the VA anymore. He is your direct person. And so he'd like, hey, have you filled this out? Hey, like, I don't want to push you because, like, I don't want you to have to do this, but, like, it's my job to tell you that you have to. But I believe that you should not have to do this. So fill it out, wink, wink. And so finally, I was like, look, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to fill it out. I'd rather you take away my benefits, but I don't think this is right. So you can call me just so you have proof that that you're doing your job, but I'm not going to fill it out.
Uh-huh.
And so April of this year, so just a few months ago, I got a text from my VA direct personnel employee, and he said, hey, I just wanted to let you know that whatever you did, whatever you and the other spouses, whatever noise you created, the ruling has been reversed, and surviving spouses no longer have to, jump through hoops to prove how you are spending these benefits.
You did it.
So I like to say we collectively did it because, like, my voice alone would not have done anything. But because there were so many people who firmly also believed that we shouldn't have to do this and that it's wrong. Like, you can't tell a surviving spouse and their children, hey, I know your loved one gave absolutely everything, but now we're gonna penny pinch you. We want to know where that money is going. So there were just enough people who believed that it was wrong.
Well, it absolutely was.
This story turned out better than I could have possibly hoped for, because you were really making me incredibly pissed off at the start. Now I'm happy as hell.
Yeah, I wanted to speed up that whole, taking down the VA thing.
Yeah.
In like a literal sense.
I mean, yeah. Seth already had his torch lit, and I had a pitchfork I was sharpening. That's awesome.
Yeah, I was pretty amazed with how quick it happened. Like, it wasn't until December that I really started making noise about it, and it was really in January that it got really big, and I was speaking to members of Congress about it. And then so to go from January to April and have them be like, okay, hey, how about we call truce on this? We're done. You don't have to do it. It painted a really bad picture of the VA when we're already in a spot where the VA is not looking too hot. So what I did actually just find out today, though, is a widow reached out to me on Instagram, and she said, hey, just so you know, I don't think the VA employees are aware of this because my kid has been receiving benefits since 2018. His dad died of a service-related cancer, and so we get $400 in survivor benefits, and they now told us that we've been doing the fiduciary program for the past 6 months, and they're telling me that I still have to do it. I was like, no, you don't. How do people within the VA who are in this department still not have the information that they're not supposed to be doing this. So there's still more to be done to have the VA sharing it, because these caseworkers, I believe they said there's 36 of them throughout the entire US that are specifically set in place for verifying the bank accounts and calling and harassing. And so just not every VA employee in these departments is aware that they're not supposed to be doing it anymore.
I have it on good information that there is currently a moratorium on communication within the Department of Veterans Affairs. So I'm not sure that all information is being passed around that should be. So there are no government emails allowed to go out. I would tell you that. That's what I'm being told.
Well, every widow that has contacted me who's like, well, who is your connection to the VA so I can maybe contact them? So I've been trying to like hand it out without just having his information blasted everywhere, because like he was given to me specifically. So I was like, hey, I have another widow. Can I send her your information? And so it's kind of like going case by case to see how he can help. But there's definitely more widows than I was aware of who are having to do all this, who are barely finding out that they don't have to, but feeling like they have to just in case because they don't want to be docked.
Sadly, there are quite a few women, family members in your position.
Yeah.
But, and I mean this in all sincerity, sadly, but Roy Gagney, one of our listeners, said it best. I mean, this does give us hope that there's the possibility to reform, and the louder and more obnoxious. And I mean, I don't think you were even all that loud and obnoxious.
Yeah, I don't think so either. That's why it was incredibly surprising to me that like change was made so quick, because the employees that I spoke to were like, yeah, we hate doing it, but like it is what it is. But like, you were the one person. He's like, I've been doing this for a bit, and you're the only person who has ever said no.
Well, and I'd love to find out why this program even came into existence. How is it the Department of Veterans Affairs business how you choose to use these survivor benefits to support your family?
So it actually came about because someone, I don't know who it was, but someone in Congress was like, hey, we should probably make sure that surviving family members are taking care of their kids, because not everybody takes care of their kids. So let's just make them prove that they're taking care of their kids. That was literally the gist of it, was how do we know
of all the raging hypocrites to be asking how other people are spending money? They should probably shut the fuck up.
Yep. Yeah, I was like, how come it's not a case by case? Like, totally understandable if, I was reported to like CPS or something, and that they were like, oh my gosh, hey, there's a family that's receiving survivor benefits and this kid lives in squalor. Maybe that could be understandable, but like, you guys want to come see my daughter's bedroom? She is 100% not living in squalor, that's for sure. But just the fact that they're just, everybody, they want to make this assumption that Gold Star families can't care for their kids. Whether someone had said that it's almost as if they believe that without our spouse, we don't know how to take care of our kids. And so we should probably prove that we're capable of doing it. But like, if I was fully capable of taking care of my daughter with my survivor benefits for the past 17 years, suddenly now I'm not capable of doing it for no reason. But for me, the funniest part, it's funny because it happened to me, so I can laugh it off. But I'm like, why me, that this one random employee was like, I'm going to go to her door? Like,
what happened to him? So I am at a super secure location, a safe house out of state. And I was having this conversation with a trusted confidant today, and we have got to know what happened to that employee.
I was told he was let go.
So he got promoted?
And so I was like, okay, here's the thing. It's like, so if I had somebody who came to my door and was like, you see, I'm in a government vehicle, like, this is how serious I am. Like, I am coming here because I am like doing my job with the VA to make sure that like you report your money, and like, this is how serious that I'm at your door. And I was like, so if this guy was that willing to come to my door for over $600 when he's not even the one who's supposed to be overlooking my account, he's just here to like say, hey, fill out the paperwork. But if he knows that I'm the reason that he got fired, he knows my address, he knows my full name, he knows the ages of my kid. What happened to him? And they're like, well, he was let go. I was like, that doesn't make me feel great. What? Like, are we good though? And they're like, oh, like you're totally fine. I guess he was moved somewhere else where he was relieved of his position there, but I believe they moved him where he has no communications with other survivor benefits.
Or people.
Hopefully no other people.
I know an excellent jiu-jitsu black belt if you're comfortable with kicking the shit out of other people.
Me too.
I mean, yeah, he's nowhere near us.
Few.
I know. I know a couple.
they're all young and handsome too.
Which rules anyone we know out. All this has done for me, and I'm sure for my hetero life mate as well, is load the catapult, because now I know that I can start flinging shit over those walls at the VA, and they will respond.
Yeah.
So you've made me very happy.
I have told so many other people where I'm like, okay, you just need a video to go viral. That's like, clearly they don't need more bad press. Like, make noise. Like, but nobody really wants to make noise. They want to talk about making noise, but they don't actually do it. Or they'll
Doug Collins, incoming. We got some shit we want to fix.
So hopefully, I'm hopeful that even within the next like 6 months that more information gets sent out to the additional fiduciary program employees to leave widows alone, because they still are harassing them. They're still telling other widows like, fill it out or else. And these other widows are like, Sherri, what do I do next? I said, don't fill it out. Like,
how can we help these young ladies?
What are they going to do? They're not going to cut it off because the program should not even be existing anymore. They can't cut it off. And worst case, if they cut it off, like, that's the biggest freaking noise that you could make. Like, I am a surviving family member. My husband was killed, and they said I'm no longer worthy of having $600.
How can we help these young ladies? What can we do for them?
Honestly, I don't know. I think it really is just
get the word out.
Getting the word out that there has to be movement within the VA. Like, it's literally just this program, the fiduciary program. And there's only, I believe, 36 people who work in that program. And they're just not aware that they're not supposed to be doing it anymore. 36 people. Like, I feel like that's not hard to communicate to 36 people, especially like in April, how they were like, hey, everybody, they said they sent out the video to everybody within the Utah location of the VA. Watch this video so that this does not happen to you. Do not show up at people's homes. So like, if they can do that, there's got to be a way for them to contact these 36 fiduciary employees.
So I'm talking to you from a laptop and I have my phone sitting next to me. You ought to see the text messages that are just like rolling through my phone right now. Oh, well, you can probably hear that, but yeah, they're going bananas, to say the least. Whatever. Actually, let me fix that just so that doesn't keep happening.
So I would say one thing that would be incredibly helpful for surviving family members. So a big reason why all of this is happening is because nobody believes that surviving families should, or like surviving spouses should ever be able to get remarried, because we're not deserving of the benefits that our spouses paid into. Like, they paid into it to ensure that we would get them. And so when we remarry, we lose all of benefits. And so the change with the fiduciary program is they kind of want everybody to get tired of having to do all of this stuff, like jumping through the hoops, so that we're just like, fine, then I'm so tired of doing this. I'm just going to get remarried because I'm going to lose this money anyways. Like, if they want me to do this, I'm just going to get remarried. I'm going to lose everything anyway. So like, I'm tired of having to report to people. Like, I actually just got a letter in the mail saying that I need to prove to them that my daughter's not married. She's 16. And if I don't get that paper to them within 60 days, they'll shut off her benefits. I'm like, you guys, she's 16. But so
I mean, you could live in Alabama or something.
Yeah, I guess so. So I still have to report to them saying my daughter's not married. And so there's still a lot that military spouses have to do. But I think I had told you all last time, there is a bill that's it's taken to Congress every single year, and part of it just got passed in January, but it's called the Love Lives On Act, and it allows surviving spouses to remarry without losing their benefits. And there's little pieces that it has to be presented in, because if you were to just say, hey, Congress, we want to ensure that family members still get the SBP and the DIC, which comes out to, what did they say? It's like 2.3 billion a year, which is apparently pennies to the US government from what I was told. And so, but they have to present it in something that's more digestible by saying, okay, hey, how about instead of when they get remarried, they shouldn't lose their education benefits, like their husband died for that, so give them their education benefits. So as of January, part of the Love Lives On Act was passed, which allows us to maintain our education benefits if we remarry, which is a huge deal, because for the past 17 years, if we remarried, we literally lost everything. So now they're saying, hey, you know what? Keep your education benefits. Next, they're hoping to, part of it was, it became like a witch hunt. If somebody was living with a boyfriend, a neighbor could be like, hey, I know that's a Gold Star widow and she has a boyfriend. I'm going to report her because I know she gets money, and she shouldn't because she's a heathen. And so they could report spouses to the VA. And if the VA found out that you were living with a boyfriend or had a boyfriend that was long-term, they would cease all of your benefits, because how dare you be moving forward and still receiving survivor benefits? So little by little, the Love Lives On Act is being presented to Congress in digestible pieces so that we can hopefully get to a point that we say, okay, now here's the SVP and the DIC. I think a big part of it is they're waiting for the older generation of widows to pass, because the current widows who receive it is much smaller. We still have a lot of previous wars widows who are in their 80s and 90s. And once they're gone, a big portion of those benefits are going to end. So I think that's kind of what they're waiting for. So it's like, hey, this is what we previously would have been paying out, but now this is like the smaller amount that we'll be paying out to these widows.
Sherri, I can talk to you about this all night. And I know last time we talked, the show went extremely long, which was awesome. But I want to be respectful of your time. I know you've got a family to get back to, and it's coming up on summer and things like that. Sherri, so normally when we have a guest, you didn't get to experience this last time. We give you what's called your 2 minutes to shine, your time to shine. So for the next 2 minutes, I'm going to completely shut up. I'm not going to interrupt you at all. These next 2 minutes are all yours. I may have missed a question. I may have glossed over something that you wanted to talk about. We may have completely skipped over something that you wanted to talk about completely. These next 2 minutes, they are all yours. The whole platform is yours to talk about whatever you want. It doesn't even have to be about what we've been talking about all night, but the platform is all yours. The next 2 minutes, or it's your time to shine. Talk about whatever you want. Go.
Actually, I really just want to take the time to say a big heartfelt thank you to everyone, because truly my voice alone would never have been capable of doing this, no matter how much I would have wanted it to. It took thousands and thousands of people to help me do it. So there are so many widows who are thankful for everyone who helped me make noise. There's always more that can be done to help our surviving families, but this is a big step in the right direction. And for anyone who has experienced something really hard and knowing, like, I don't know if I can keep going. 17 years ago, my husband died, and I can tell you my life is flourishing. I have an amazing family. I am remarried, and I am incredibly thankful for everyone who helps me carry on my husband's legacy. And it's up to us to make sure that our families are all taken care of because of them. So I appreciate every single person who has helped me make that noise, and who will continue to help me make that noise.
Sherri, I can't say enough incredible things about you and your family. Thank you so much for the sacrifice that you have given to our nation. It
Thank
means
you.
more than anyone can ever put words to. And the things that you've had to go through since then, I apologize on behalf of our nation and the Department of Veterans Affairs. So thank you for what you've gone through.
Thank you.
And thank you for being a part of.
Even now, I still get choked up talking about him. So
thank you for being a part of From the Ashes on About Face Media. You are welcome anytime on our platform. We'd love to keep updating on this and keeping this fight going. If you have other friends that are going through this, we'd love to hear from them and find out, how they do and anything we can do to help. This is something that's near and dear to our hearts since we've met you. So we really appreciate your time.
I appreciate you too. Thank you.
Sherri, have a great rest of your night.
You too. Thanks.
Bye. And apparently I lost my hetero life mate. Apparently he has quit radio, which is really too bad because he was one of the best things that we had going. So I'm going to grab my buddy Todd and see what he has to say. Todd, how the hell are you, bud?
Brother, I'm great. How are you?
Man, if I was any better, there'd be two of me. How's it going, man? What are you up to? You look like you're in jail. And if you are, blink twice and I will come get you.
My wife built this little cell for me downstairs to kind of keep me down here working, making the family money and quit screwing around. So it's where I'm at, man. If you get a chance, get a couple keys over and get me out of this place.
I would tell you that your acoustics are very awkward. You got a little echo going on, which I kind of like.
When you're in prison, it's not padded. It's not a padded cell.
You're back, and you look good, man. How was your shit?
It was great.
You look a lot lighter. We changed that. Sherri looks a lot worse.
I was just gonna say, what happened to Sherri?
She got a lot.
And she aged and got some weird facial hair.
And she changed her name.
The gun show is over, man. The gun show is over. She was. I would not want to arm wrestle that gal. I don't know if she's a professional arm wrestler, but she looks like she could wreck some folks.
My money's on her.
Yeah,
she's stacked and racked, isn't she? Good Lord. I believe she is a professional bodybuilder, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
I believe
she's winning some competitions for sure.
So Todd, what do we got you here for?
Hey, you guys don't pat yourselves on the back very often, and Sherri was just thanking you for all the good deeds and the good words you guys have helped her spread. But man, I just came here to thank you guys for stepping up and volunteering to be our MCs at our upcoming event. We're doing the Operation Inner Peace, a gathering for veterans and first responders on June 19th up at Wynkoop Brewing at 6 p.m. And you boys are the stars of the show. You guys are going to come be our MCs. You're gonna keep the party bumping. We're gonna have a good old time. I can't wait to have you guys out there and just light it up. We're excited. Awesome.
So every time we attend something like this, we have a tendency to help yourself, man. Every time none for me, thanks.
Dress well.
We tend to get voted best dressed at things like this.
Yeah,
happens.
So because you go often. Topless, is that why? Is that what's?
Seth has a tendency to show a lot of ankle.
Okay, yeah. Ankle
now, I don't know if
appropriate. Ankle would be appropriate, but
can people?
It's going to be a really cool night, and I can't wait for you guys to meet some of the other folks that are going to be there.
Like who?
We're going to have a guy named Krishna East Forest. He's building a lot of music specifically for psychedelics and journeys and just finding yourself and mindfulness journeys. We got Heroic Hearts going to be there that night. They're an organization just featured on 60 Minutes recently that's taken veterans on various ayahuasca journeys, psilocybin journeys in Peru and in different regions of the country. We got Ambio Life. I mean, that's the ibogaine clinic that's helped a lot of Navy SEALs over the years. That's the group that Sean Ryan raves about and did his work with. There's the Invictus Fund, a local group. They're founded by the same guy that founded Mind Spa. That's Sam Peterson here in Denver. I mean, he is an ex-Army EOD just doing wonderful things for the veterans community, as far as treating people with TBIs. I mean, how many guys do we know that came back from combat with a TBI who didn't get the proper assistance and help and treatment to really address their TBI issues, so we're struggling in other aspects of their life, right? And then
he and I have been texting each other back and forth. He just got a hyperbaric chamber at the spa, and we've been going back and forth talking about head injury stuff. I'm super excited to meet him.
Yeah. And then, we got my boy Chance running Thoreau Black, doing a bunch of cool psilocybin work. He's my mentor in the space, and just the reason I've been involved in this whole psychedelic therapy and plant-based medicine therapy stuff. We got some guys from the Veteran Mental Health Leadership Council. So just really, if you're a veteran or first responder, not only do you get to hang out with the stars, you get to see these guys in person, everybody. You can get their autograph. You can hang out. Maybe they'll give you a keychain or something. I don't know. But
meet Joe, the producer.
Yeah, exactly. You can get their producer. This is a big deal. How many opportunities have individuals had to go out at a public setting and see superstars like Seth and Rob? This doesn't happen very often. You guys are locked away in a secret location, not because you don't like to be in public, it's because you get mobbed. It's like Taylor Swift times 10 whenever you guys are out and about.
With better asses.
Yes. Yeah, well, I guess. Yeah, probably.
Well, one of us anyway.
I don't think it takes a lot.
I saw you up on the surfboard in that Speedo, buddy. That was a pretty nice looking set of buns you got, man.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that very much. There will be swag. Okay, I'm in. I love our listeners. We were just talking at the start of the show, and you missed it. And what do you call it? Talking about hey, people have images of like Hunter S. Thompson walking around, open your mouth, putting tabs of LSD on your tongue and walking around and then doing interviews. But instead we'll be working our fucking asses off at this event, talking people up and running around and running from location to location, hyping people up and introducing folks and putting things together. And it's going to be a busy, busy event. You have a packed schedule for this event.
It's going to be two things. We set it up in a very casual way. We're going to have some people, all those folks that I mentioned are going to get up, say a few words. We have the guys from the Psychedelic Data Society that are on this cool data project to help us collect data around the efficacy and the best way, if you're going to pursue plant-based medicine, to, pursue it in a safe, effective manner. But all of those groups are going to be there. They're going to be talking about what they do and why it's important. But it's a super great event just to connect with others that are going to be there too. So those are just the formal groups that we have there. The entire psychedelic sciences conference is going on, so it's going to pull in a ton of therapists and other organizations and just a bunch of more people that are allies and advocates that are going to share their experiences. So it's an awesome opportunity to collaborate with other people in the space. If you're interested in getting into space, talk to organizations that have already built out amazing programs. It's really just going to be a great networking event and a great event to bring the community together to support veterans and first responders on their healing journey for mental health, man. And this is Mental Health Awareness Month. It couldn't come at a better time.
Do you know if people want to get tickets still? Are tickets still available, first of all? Because I know this thing was going pretty quick.
Yeah, right now we have tickets available. I just popped the ticket link in the private chat for the deal. If you want me to copy it anywhere else, there it is right there. So, go ahead and pop on. Unfortunately, we have to charge a little bit for a ticket, but a ticket gets you a free drink. Non-alcoholic, alcoholic drink, whatever you want for the $10 tickets. And then if you want food, we'll have a VIP room with some food, some additional drinks in the back area. So if you want a VIP ticket, it's $50. But $10 to get a free drink and hang out with a bunch of awesome people, that's money well spent, man. Money well spent. There's no way you're ever going to see the stars from the Ashes radio for less than $10. This is a bargain. This is like getting a Taylor Swift ticket, normally $5,000 for tickets.
Takes more than fuel to find us.
And a GPS. It takes a lot more than that too. Yeah, your navigation skills better be on point.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right, cool, excellent. I hope people get shit tons of tickets, and I hope they come out to Wackadoo Brewing on June 19th and come see us. It's going to be a good time.
Win Coop Brewing.
Win Coop, not Wackadoo.
I'm a Wackadoo. I probably said Wackadoo.
I apologize.
Why do we pay him anything? I would say the big bucks, but I mean anything.
That's why. I think you know. Keeps it trimmed, you know.
Yeah.
Todd, thanks, man. I can't wait to see you again. We're gonna have you on one or twice more before June 19th, so we can make sure enough people know about this event and are prepared for it. So yeah, we'll see you soon, man.
I'm gonna be here in my cell, man. I'm not going anywhere. I'm right here. Next time you see me, I'll be locked down.
I hope she throws like a piece of bread once in a while in that cell just to keep you going.
I gotta grow my own food. See, I got some microgreens back here.
Don't give Seth's wife any ideas. Dude.
Love it.
All right, Todd, thank you so much for being a part of the show. Really appreciate it, and we will talk soon.
See you, buddy. Bye.
All right, bud. Have a great night. Bye. Oh, what do you think, man? You ready for that night?
Absolutely.
Joe, you ready?
I've been in training.
Joe, I heard Joe. Uh-huh. What do you got for the safety brief tonight? Anything good? I mean, dude, you've been working your balls off all
fucking week. Leg. Dude, my leg's killing me at night. It's just
what
fucking being shitty. I broke it 2 years ago, and then I broke it before that, and then I twisted it, and then before that, and then I twisted it the other way before that. I don't know. It's just being stupid at night.
It's just kicking the shit out of yourself?
Yeah. Jerks. Hey, be nice to your bodies. You're going to be stuck in it until you're done. So
Does Joe have anything for the safety brief besides don't get blood clots?
Yeah.
That he goes that.
I
Super helpful. If I can offer any worldly advice, it's hey, don't fall on slippery rocks while you're fishing. And cowboy hats float.
They do.
They do.
Both ways.
Men do not. Cowboy hats do. Rob was nice to his body today and took 2 ice baths. Man, fuck you, dude. All right. Is it? Because I don't see it that way. All right, Seth, you're done, man. It's my turn now. I'll handle the rest of the business.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. All right, folks. Now we come to that part of the show where I have to handle the business. Ladies and gentlemen, we all come to that part of the show that is my least favorite part of the show, but it's the important part of the show. We come to the part of the show that is the never forgotten. Ladies and gentlemen, we end every show with never forgotten. Tonight, we remember Captain Jason Benjamin Jones, age 29, of Pottsville, Pennsylvania. He died June 2nd, 2014, of wounds received from small arms firefight in Nangarhar Province, Afghanistan. He was assigned to Company C, 1st Battalion, 3rd Special Forces Group Airborne, Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Was deployed in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. This was Jones' second deployment in support of overseas contingency operations. Tonight, when your family sits down to dinner or you put your children to bed and you say your prayers with them, remember Sergeant Jones, not just Sergeant Jones, remember his family. We had a long conversation with Sherri tonight, and you can tell, even 17 years later, the death of her husband drastically affects her. Please keep Sergeant Jones' family and Sherri and her family in your thoughts and prayers tonight. It affects a family drastically when they lose a loved one. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to From the Ashes on About Face Media. Can't thank you enough for being a part of our last hour. It means a lot to us. And clearly, from what we've talked about with Sherri, your support has effect on the things that we talk about here on this show. So we really appreciate it. So please support those that support us. Please support WTF Nation. Listen to them, tune into them, listen to About Face Media, make a purchase from Combat Flip Flops, make a purchase from Thigh Huggers, enter the code About Face, enter the code One Shot when you're there. You're helping us to fund what we do. You're helping us to put other DJs and other veterans on the air and give them that time so they can get a microphone in front of them and put some tunes on the air or do some talking. So thank you so much for what you do and for your support. We really appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Have a great night, and we really appreciate your time. Good night.